Hey guys! Bonus video this week. I saw Black Widow at the weekend, thought I'm going to talk about this a bit, because I have thoughts on the film. So, Black Widow has given us some interesting things to come off of, realistically. There's a whole bunch of things to think about given its placement in both the MCU in general and in the timeline that we've got. So this is set in between Civil War and Infinity War. So we've got, basically, we know that they're going to be doing some stuff with timelines again, and we also know that this is the start of Phase 4 proper. Are we really gonna be having this as the best place to start Phase 4? I don't know. I really don't know, because this is still very much, it feels like it's the end of Phase 3 still. It feels like it's just tacked on to the end of that. This is why they should have just done this film a lot sooner, but they only did it at this point, and it feels like they should have done this a lot earlier. The only real reason they've done this film now is so that they can have one last film that they've got Scarlett Johansson as Natasha in it, and also to introduce, well, Yelena, who was really good. I really liked Yelena. She was a very good, refreshing take on the character. In the comics, she's been all over the place. She's been like an actual successor, rival, and all sorts of stuff. She's not really in them at the moment, if I remember right, but she's now back in the MCU, and that's going to be interesting places to take her, and the end credits scene is promising that she'll show up in something else, and apparently this was also where Valentina was going to get originally introduced before Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, where are we gonna go with this? Could be a Dark Avengers? I reckon that it seems likely, but gotta wait and see what we get in the future films. In some ways, it felt like this film wasn't even really Natasha's film. Like, don't get me wrong, she did really get some good character development and stuff in it, but we already know how her story ends. A lot of the stuff that I have felt about this film was that Natasha was just as much of a side, there was almost more of a side character to Yelena, really. It's weird, because she felt like less of a main character compared to both Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel and the rest of the singular solo, like, MCU films. And I'm not sure what to make of that. Is that just because she's been a side character, a supporting character throughout the rest of the MCU up to this point? Or is it because, like, they know that she's gonna die in Endgame, effectively? So, I'm not sure what to make of that. I know it's just mostly just a setup of Yelena, but it's an interesting thought. I like the callbacks to previous films, specifically, you know, the whole original Avengers stuff with your cooperation's been very useful. That was very good, quite enjoyed that, but how the fuck did that guy get the Quinjet at the end? There's a lot of plot holes in this film, and some of them work, and some of them are like, and the twists and stuff are all, it's a solid film. This is not a bad film. It could have been better. We did get to explore some new stuff. The whole concept of the sort of shady underbelly of the MCU hasn't really been touched upon in anything other than really Captain America Winter Soldier, a little bit in Age of Ultron, but not nearly as much. A little bit in Black Panther, but again, not nearly as much. And a bit in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But really, like, that's This is the most we've got of that, and was it enough to... I think it's gonna have left, if anyone else is like me, it's gonna have left them wanting more. I feel like there should have been more from this area of the MCU, and maybe we'll get more in future films and TV shows and stuff. Just gotta wait and see on that front. Now, I need to give special mention to David Harbour as Alexei, Red Guardian. Delight on the screen, loved it, loved him. Just wish that we had a bit more clarification on where he was in the timeline, and also they should have probably included him in some way, shape or form in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, being as, you know, that whole show was talking a lot about super soldiers. Where's the other OG? We need to have had him in there somehow, but, well, we're gonna have him coming in at some point or other down the line, and it'll be interesting to sort of see where they go. In some ways, this film feels a little bit white feminist, and if you don't know what white feminism is, it's this whole thing where I think it came out of second wave feminism, I might be misremembering, but basically the concept is that it's all girl power, but does conveniently ignore the whole concept of women of colour. Basically, white women are the only ones worth speaking about a bit. And, well, there's definitely arguments to be made that this film falls into that a bit. So does Captain Marvel. So do a lot of other films that do things relatively well. This one does kind of fall into it. It's not necessarily going to be the worst ever thing ever, but it's a thing that could, you know, require some notes for next time. In particular, I want to bring attention to the repeated mention of the whole forced hysterectomy stuff, which was first brought up in Avengers Age of Ultron in a very, very annoying scene, which it just didn't go well in that, and could have done without the whole remembering it realistically, but it was handled at least a bit better in this one than in the previous ones, so what can you do? So I think that that's all the thoughts that I have about this film. It's not a bad film, just could have been better. That's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this film. I'd love to know, so down there, tell me please. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me, and click on the link in the description to join my Discord, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!